Gonzalez.
Taylor pokes one down the right field line. That'll drop in for a base hit and give the Dodgers the early lead. Turner's in to score. Bellinger will come in as well on a two-run double.
It's pretty good comp. Charlie is going to catch the fly ball from Pollock to end the inning.
Taking Clayton Kershaw to an early lead, 2-0, bottom of the first. Get Story swinging with the slider.
You can just list we'll share with you a little bit later. See, now you get a run home. That bag pays off. Tapia with a leg double, steals third, and scores on a ground out, and it's a 2-1 ball. Strike three. He had the gem last September.
Really good ability.
Bounced over the mound. Behind the bag, it's Lux. He'll throw on to first. A double. Got him swinging to finish off the inning. Faces the minimum thanks to the double play ball.
New York is a Mets fan. On the ground, Fuentes, another tough hop that he handled.
And swings and misses at a high fastball. 2 out on Kershaw's third K.
Well, we're being better with running score pursuit. Hopefully that one has some legs and gets up. I don't think he sees it.
I tell you what, every time we do this, somebody hits a home run. CT.
Racing, trying to figure out his swing in between every pitch. They'll do it for Dodgers half inning.
With some guys missing starts has been unreal.
Heavy bats as much.
No, it seems like most guys, right? Spilly 31.5, 32-ounce bat.
Maybe.
Kershaw gets him swinging with a good slider. Fourth one for Kershaw. 2 up, 2 down in the fifth. Kept down swinging. A backdoor slider to finish the Rockies off in the fifth.
5 innings from Gonzalez. Fuentes.
Whoa, did he get it?
We can't tell. Did he? He did. Nicely done, Josh Fuentes.
Pollock hammers the ball to right field. That sends Blackman back. A.J. Pollock with an opposite field home run.
He is just a completely different player than we saw last year.
Oh, look out. Here comes Barnes. Ricochets right back to Butera, but Barnes is in safely. Whoa. Ugh. That's the third. He's not going to stop. He's coming home, and he will beat the throw. He got him to chase strike 3. To ground ball right side, it could be 2. Lux to second one. Taylor to first, a double play. And Clayton Kershaw's through 7. Strikes him out on 3 pitches. Tapia with a leaping play at third by Edwin Rios. Climbing the ladder for out number 2 in the 9th pitch. Line to right center field. Bellinger's there, and the Dodgers beat the Rockies 6-1 for their 5th consecutive win.
CT, you drive in the first 3 runs of the game, continued offensive production from you. Is this the best that you've felt in terms of health and just overall seeing the ball in quite some time?
Yeah, I feel really good right now, and obviously my confidence is up. You know, I think really just the last 3 or 4 weeks, mechanically I've been in a good place. So, you know, when I go out there, I don't really have to focus on anything but putting good at-bats together and battling the pitcher, and, you know, that's always nice.
You've done exactly that. In the month of September, you've tied a career high in RBIs. What is it about it mechanically that's allowing you to do that? What feels so good about your swing?
Everything's just in sync right now. I think my moves are you know, synced up, like I said, but they're not too big, or you know, everything's just kind of working. And you know, I think early on in the season and spring training, you know, I worked really hard with Rob and Brownie, you know, just trying to get that good feeling, and it took me a couple weeks, but yeah, like I said, the last few weeks, it's felt really good.
You guys do not seem to be taking anything for granted. You've effectively already won this series despite still having a game to play tomorrow. Why is it so important for you to keep the foot on the gas prior to coming home for your final homestand of the 2020 regular season?
Yeah, we want to keep that same intensity we had in that San Diego series. You know, we've been playing really well, and once you get to the playoffs, you can't just turn it on. You gotta keep playing good baseball, and hopefully we can have some momentum going into the postseason.
If the season ended today, Clayton Kershaw would end his season with a 2.15 earned run average. With most pitchers would be happy with that ever in their career. That would be his 5th best in terms of ERA. What's made him so special this year?
He's outstanding. You know, I think his stuff is has a little more life. I think that slider's got some depth to it. You know, he worked really hard this offseason, did some weighted ball stuff, and I think that's paying off. And then, of course, like, his command is outstanding, and he works ahead of hitters. You know, he's great. He's predictable in the field. He's easy to play behind. So, yeah, he's been great.
Yeah, his ground ball rate is up as well this season too. Chris, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. Nice job tonight. Clayton, are you a bit more pleased about this outing than you seem to be after your last one?
Well, we won, yeah. So it feels good to pitch well here and get a win. And you know, it's a tough place, but you just you try and do your best here. And felt like my curveball was a little bit better actually than my last start, which was encouraging. So yeah, just keep building. Felt good.
To what do you attribute your ground ball rate being higher this year, seeming to keep a lot of balls on the ground this year?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I think sometimes, you know, just like with using your slider a lot and keeping your fastball down as much as possible, I think if you're executing the way you're supposed to, you get ground balls. And if you don't, you get a lot of foul balls, you get a lot of fly balls. So it's probably just a good indicator that your stuff is doing what it's supposed to.
It looks like you're lined up to pitch the final game of the regular season on Friday, for you anyway. Will that be a full-blown start for you? Is that what you prefer going into the postseason, or is there anything in particular you'll work on before playoffs start?
Yeah, I haven't really talked about it, whether it's like a abbreviated start or anything like that. At this point, I'm just planning on a normal start, but you know, obviously, I don't know, you know, what's going to happen. But yeah, I guess I don't know.
Clayton, in your opinion, now that you've had an opportunity to be around him and a teammate of him, how much of a game changer is Mookie Betts in your mind? Yeah,
Mookie. You know, there's not a lot of bad things you can say about Mookie. Just the way he plays baseball, the way he goes about it. I feel like everybody's saying this, but like you saw tonight, you know, he took third base on like a bad throw to second, and then scored on a throw to shortstop. Like, who does that, you know? And obviously he's leading the league in homers. He's a great at bat, doesn't strike out, runs the bases well, is like the best right fielder I've ever seen. So all that stuff, you know, there's a reason Andrew gave him, you know, 12 years. You know, it's going to be a special thing to watch for a long time.
And finally, a guy that doesn't get the same type of fanfare, but has been very valuable for you as well, as Chris Taylor. What do you think he's meant to you guys this season, very quietly?
Yeah, CT's been unbelievable too, and it's not very quiet anymore. I mean, he's hitting balls really, really far and really, really hard. A lot of it to the opposite field, which is really, really impressive. So he's playing great defense, you know, short, second, left, center, right, wherever he plays. And, you know, we need that type of guy, you know, the guy that grinds things out, just the guy that's the same every single day. And you see that too with Barnesy. You know, Barnesy getting hit by pitches, stealing bases, you know, sliding all over the place. You know, it's good to have superstars, obviously, and then it's good to have guys that play the game the way they do. And we have a good mix of everything.
Thank you for your time. Dave, from what you've seen from Clayton so far this season, why do you think he's been able to keep the ball on the ground a lot more in terms of ground ball percentage up?
I think over, you know, compared to the last couple years, his slider is just more consistent. I think his curveball usage is up. That promotes ground balls as well. And I just think that, yeah, the slider depth and the usage of the curveball.
Chris Taylor's been something special, and this is a guy that doesn't like any sort of attention, but he has tied a career high with 20 RBIs in the month of September. What has allowed him to be so consistent, so quietly, particularly the last 3 or 4 weeks?
I think his process and also his ability to really compete every single day at whatever he does. You know, he's kind of an under the radar guy, and that's what he likes, like you said. But man, he is just so valuable to our ball club. He's very unselfish. place to win every single night, and just anything that's good that comes his way, I couldn't be happier.
An errant ball when Mookie Betts is on second base. Most people don't score on that play. Mookie always seems to be a step ahead. How much of a game changer is he?
I mean, you've got Trout, but I just don't see anybody else in that category. That's one of the better plays you'll ever see. As far as the heads up to take third base on the overthrow or on the errant throw, and then to run hard around third base, and to understand where the baseball is at in shallow center field, and to catch Trevor Story, who's one of my favorite players to watch, sleeping a little bit to beat that throw. So that certainly, what a heads-up play. And Austin made a play before that, scoring from home on a wild pitch. So a lot of good stuff, Alana.
And finally, with Clayton Kershaw tonight, a pretty long bottom half of the inning, making him sit there. How much was he trying to convince you to keep him in?
No, he was good. He was good. I just felt that he did everything more than we could have asked for him. 7 innings here, 1 run, and I thought it was just a great outing. And I was looking forward to getting Jake in the game and then getting Kenley some work. So it couldn't have worked out any better for us.
Yeah, really good outing from him. Really good play all the way around from your team. Thanks, Dave.
Dodgers get their 5th consecutive win tonight, 6-1 at Coors Field.
You know what? Clayton Kershaw did an outstanding job because 6 runs for the Dodger offense at Coors Field. You think they're got a chance to win this game too, Colorado, but he kept their offense down. It's been flat, and with the way he threw the ball tonight, he kept that thing suppressed.
Yeah, he goes 7 innings. Could have gone longer, but with the lead and the situation in the standings, Dave Roberts goes to Jake McGee in the 8th, Kenley Jansen in the 9th. Both those guys pitch scoreless innings. And tomorrow, Tony Gonsolin as the Dodgers try to go for a 4-game sweep.
Yeah, exposed to Colorado, but these bats as being silent as they are, and Tony, the way he's throwing the baseball, it's going to be an outstanding game again. I think the Dodgers have a really good chance of sweeping these Rockies.
Magic numbers down to 3 as they try to clinch an 8th consecutive division title.